You lie awake at night and your chest feels heavy. Your mind is racing through tomorrow's worries, next week's uncertainties, all the things you cannot control. And underneath all of that anxiety there's something else. Something quieter but somehow heavier. Shame. Because you know Psalm 23. You've read it. You've quoted it. You've heard it at funerals and seen it on wall decorations. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. Beautiful words. Comforting words. Words that are supposed to bring peace. But here you are, heart pounding, thoughts spiraling, wondering why those words don't seem to work for you. Wondering what's wrong with your faith. Wondering if you're failing God because you can't seem to stop being anxious. If He's really your shepherd, why are you still so afraid? Let me tell you something that might surprise you. That shame you're feeling, that guilt for being anxious even though you believe in God, that's not from Him. That's not His voice. God is not standing over you with disappointment because your heart races sometimes. He's not shaking His head because you struggle with worry. He knows you. He made you. He understands that you're human, that you live in a broken world, that your mind and body sometimes react to stress and uncertainty in ways you wish they wouldn't. And He's not angry about it. He's compassionate about it. The same shepherd who wrote those words through David is the same shepherd who sees you right now, anxious and ashamed, and He's not condemning you. He's inviting you closer. When David wrote Psalm 23, he wasn't sitting in a peaceful meadow without a care in the world. David knew anxiety. Deep, gut-wrenching anxiety. This was a man who spent years running for his life, hiding in caves, wondering if today would be the day his enemies found him. This was a man who made terrible mistakes, who felt the weight of guilt, who experienced loss and betrayal and fear. David understood what it meant to lie awake at night with a racing heart. He knew what it felt like when peace seemed impossible. And yet, out of that lived experience, out of a life that was anything but calm, David wrote the most comforting words about God's care that have ever been penned. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside still waters. He restores my soul. Notice what David doesn't say. He doesn't say, because the Lord is my shepherd, I never feel anxious. He doesn't say, because God is with me, I never worry or struggle or feel afraid. What David says is that even when he walks through the valley of the shadow of death, even in the darkest, most terrifying moments, he will fear no evil because God is with him. Not because the valley disappears. Not because the shadow vanishes. But because in the middle of it all, God is there. That's the difference. That's what Psalm 23 is really about. It's not a promise that you'll never face anything frightening. It's a promise that you'll never face it alone. Your anxiety doesn't disqualify you from God's love. It doesn't mean your faith is weak or broken. It means you're human. It means you're living in a world that is uncertain and sometimes scary. It means your nervous system is doing what it was designed to do, trying to protect you from perceived threats. And God understands that. He's not surprised by your anxiety. He's not disappointed. He sees you, He knows what you're carrying, and He's saying the same thing to you that He said to David and to every anxious heart throughout history. I am with you. I am your shepherd. You are not alone in this. Let's look at what a shepherd actually does, because understanding this changes everything. In David's time, shepherds didn't just stand at a distance and watch their sheep. They lived with them. They knew each one by name. They understood which sheep were nervous, which ones wandered, which ones needed extra attention. When danger came, the shepherd didn't blame the sheep for being afraid. He stepped between them and the threat. He used his rod and his staff, not to punish the sheep, but to protect them and guide them. The rod was a weapon against predators. The staff was a tool to gently pull a sheep back from danger or help one that had fallen. Everything the shepherd did was for the good of the sheep, even when the sheep didn't understand it. When God calls Himself your shepherd, He's saying He knows you intimately. He knows what triggers your anxiety. He knows what keeps you up at night. He knows the thoughts that circle in your mind, the fears that feel too big to handle. And He's not standing far away, frustrated with you for feeling this way. He's right there with you, in the middle of it, guiding you, protecting you, working for your good even when you can't see it. The green pastures and still waters in Psalm 23 aren't just pretty imagery. They're a picture of God's intentional care. Sheep can't find rest in just any place. They need specific conditions. They need to feel safe. They need fresh grass and clean water. They need a shepherd they trust. And a good shepherd knows this. He doesn't drive the sheep harder when they're exhausted. He leads them to places where they can rest and be restored. God wants to do that for you. He wants to lead you to rest. Not because you've earned it. Not because you've conquered your anxiety and proved yourself worthy. But because you need it. Because He loves you. Because that's what a good shepherd does. He makes you lie down in green pastures. Sometimes that word makes is important. Sometimes we're so wound up, so convinced we have to keep pushing, keep worrying, keep controlling everything that God has to make us stop. He has to create circumstances or moments where we have no choice but to rest, to let go, to trust Him. And that's mercy, not punishment. But what about the valley? What about the valley of the shadow of death that David talks about? That's where the anxiety really lives, isn't it? That's the dark place where you wonder if things will ever get better, where the future feels uncertain, where the worst-case scenarios play on repeat in your mind. David doesn't pretend that valley doesn't exist. He doesn't skip over it with empty positivity. He walks right into it in this psalm, and he says something radical. Even there, even in the darkest valley, I will fear no evil. Not because the valley is gone, not because the darkness has lifted, but because you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. This is where we often get Psalm 23 wrong. We think it's a promise that God will keep us out of the valleys. We think if we have enough faith, we'll avoid the dark places altogether. And when we find ourselves in the valley anyway, anxious and afraid, we assume we've failed somehow. But that's not what this psalm teaches. It teaches that God walks with us through the valleys. It teaches that His presence is what sustains us, not the absence of difficulty. The comfort doesn't come from avoiding hard things. The comfort comes from knowing that even in hard things, we are not abandoned. Your anxiety might be telling you that you're alone in this, that no one understands, that even God has left you to figure it out by yourself. But that's a lie. It's the valley talking. It's the shadow trying to convince you that darkness is all there is. The truth that Psalm 23 declares over your life right now, is that God is with you. In your anxiety, in your fear, in your shame about feeling anxious, He is there. Not condemning, not distant, but close, protective, guiding, caring. And here's what's so beautiful about the shepherd imagery. Sheep are not independent animals. They're vulnerable. They're easily frightened. They need guidance and protection. And God knows that about us. He designed us. He's not expecting you to be something you're not. He's not expecting you to have it all together, to never struggle, to be strong enough to handle everything on your own. He's inviting you to be a sheep, to acknowledge your need, to let Him lead, to trust that He knows the way even when you can't see it. You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. Think about that line. God doesn't wait until all your enemies are gone, until all your problems are solved, until your anxiety has completely disappeared to provide for you. He prepares a table right there in the presence of your enemies, while the threats still exist, while the anxiety is still real, while you're still in the middle of the hard thing. He provides. He nourishes. He shows you that His care is not dependent on your circumstances being perfect. His care is constant even when everything around you feels chaotic. This is the part where we have to get practical, because Psalm 23 is not just poetry. It's meant to change how you live today, right now, in the middle of your real life with your real anxiety. So what does it actually look like to let God be your shepherd when your heart won't stop racing? What does it mean to trust Him when your mind is spinning with worst-case scenarios? It starts with honesty. Radical, uncomfortable honesty with God about what you're really feeling. Not the sanitized version. Not the spiritual-sounding version. The real version. David did this constantly in the Psalms. He complained. He questioned. He told God exactly how afraid he was, how overwhelmed he felt, how much he wished things were different. And God didn't reject him for it. God called him a man after His own heart. Your anxiety is not news to God. He already knows. But He wants you to bring it to Him anyway, not because He needs the information, but because you need the relationship. You need to learn that you can come to Him with the messy, anxious, afraid parts of yourself, and He will not turn you away. So tell Him. Tell Him you're scared. Tell Him you don't understand why you can't seem to find peace. Tell Him about the shame you feel for being anxious when you know you should trust Him more. Tell Him about the guilt. Tell Him about the exhaustion of trying to hold it all together. Tell Him everything. Not because it will instantly make the anxiety disappear, but because it will bring you into His presence. And His presence changes things. Not always immediately. Not always in the way we expect. But it changes things. Then, after you've been honest, practice the pause. Anxiety wants you to react immediately to every fearful thought. It wants you to solve everything right now, to control every outcome, to prepare for every possible disaster. But the shepherd says, be still. Lie down in green pastures. Rest beside still waters. Let me restore your soul. This is countercultural. This goes against everything your anxious mind is screaming at you to do. But this is where healing begins. In the pause. In the moment where you choose, even if just for 60 seconds, to stop striving and start trusting. to breathe, to remind yourself that God is with you, to let go of the illusion that you can control everything. This isn't about toxic positivity. It's not about pretending everything is fine when it's not. It's about grounding yourself in truth when your feelings are lying to you. The truth is that God is your shepherd. The truth is that He is with you. The truth is that His goodness and mercy are following you all the days of your life, even the anxious days, even the hard days, even the days when you can barely get out of bed. Those days too. He doesn't love you less on those days. He doesn't care for you less. He is still your shepherd, and you are still His beloved sheep. And sometimes, part of letting God shepherd you means accepting help from others. It means going to therapy. It means talking to a doctor about medication if that's what you need. It means reaching out to a friend and saying, "I'm struggling, I need support." God often shepherds us through people, through community, through medical intervention, through counseling. None of that is a lack of faith. None of that means God isn't enough. It means God is using these tools and these people to care for you, the same way a shepherd uses a staff to guide the sheep. The staff doesn't replace the shepherd. It's an extension of his care. There's no shame in needing help. There's no shame in anxiety being a medical issue that requires medical treatment. There's no shame in not being able to think or pray your way out of a chemical imbalance in your brain. God is not less present because you're taking medication. He's not less powerful because you're in therapy. He's shepherding you through those very things. He's providing for you through them. Receive His care in whatever form it comes. You anoint my head with oil, my cup overflows. In ancient times, when a sheep was injured or had parasites, the shepherd would anoint its head with oil for healing and protection. This wasn't a luxury. This was necessary care. God sees where you're wounded. He sees where anxiety has been gnawing at you, where fear has been attacking your peace, and He wants to bring healing. He wants to anoint those hurting places with His presence, with His truth, with His gentle care. Your cup can overflow even in the middle of anxiety. Not because the anxiety is gone, but because God's provision is greater than your lack. His peace is deeper than your fear. His love is stronger than your shame. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life. All the days. Not just the good days. Not just the days when you feel strong and faithful and peaceful. All the days. The anxious days. The days when you feel like you're failing. The days when you can't see the path ahead. Those days too. Goodness and mercy are pursuing you even when you can't feel them. Even when it seems impossible. God's character doesn't change based on your emotional state. His faithfulness doesn't waver because your faith feels weak. He is constant. He is steady. He is your shepherd today and every day that comes after. And I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. This is the hope. This is where it's all headed. One day the anxiety will be gone for good. One day there will be no more valleys, no more shadows, no more fear. One day you will be home with God, fully restored, fully healed, fully at peace. And until that day comes, He is with you, shepherding you, leading you, carrying you when you can't walk on your own. You are not alone in this. You never have been. You never will be. So right now, wherever you are, whatever you're feeling, I want to pray with you. Not a prayer that demands instant healing or tries to manipulate God into taking away all your anxiety immediately, but a prayer of trust, a prayer of surrender, a prayer that acknowledges your need and rests in His faithfulness. Father, I come to you on behalf of every person listening right now who is struggling with anxiety and shame. God, they feel like they're failing you. They feel like their faith should be stronger, their trust should be deeper, their peace should be more constant. And they're exhausted from trying to be something they're not, from carrying burdens they were never meant to carry alone. Lord, would you meet them right here, right now, in this anxious moment? Would you remind them that you are their shepherd, that you know them, that you love them, that you are not disappointed in them? Help them to feel your presence, even if it's just the smallest sense that they are not alone. Comfort their hearts. Quiet their minds. Lead them to rest, even if it's just for this moment. We thank you that your goodness and mercy follow us, that your love never fails, that you are faithful even when we feel faithless. Help us to trust you more, not perfectly but progressively. One moment at a time. One breath at a time. One day at a time. We give you our anxiety, our fear, our shame. We receive your peace, your comfort, your grace. In Jesus' name, amen. I want you to know something before we finish. You're going to be okay. Not because your anxiety is gone. Not because life suddenly got easier. But because the Lord is your shepherd, and He will not abandon you. He will keep leading you, keep providing for you, keep protecting you. Some days will be harder than others. Some nights will be longer. But you are not walking through any of it alone. He is with you. And that makes all the difference. If this message spoke to your heart today, if you felt seen and understood, Would you take a moment to let me know? Leave a comment below. Share what you're walking through if you feel comfortable. Let's build a community here where people can be honest about their struggles without shame, where we can remind each other of God's faithfulness. And if you know someone who needs to hear this today, someone who's carrying anxiety and guilt, would you share this with them? Sometimes the most powerful thing we can do for someone is to let them know they're not alone, that other people struggle too, that God's love is big enough for all of our fears and questions. If you haven't already, subscribe to this channel so you don't miss future messages that might encourage you exactly when you need it most. Hit that like button if this was helpful. And remember, God is not done with you. Your story is not over. The shepherd is still leading, still caring, still working everything together for your good. Rest in that today. Trust in that. And let his peace, the peace that surpasses all understanding, guard your heart and mind. You are loved. You are seen. You are shepherded. And you are going to make it through this.